With a more than 3,000-year-old history, Athens serves as a symbol of Western culture at its pinnacle. In classical antiquity, the city flourished and gave home to Socrates, Pericles, and Sophocles. Athens now is more than just a reminder of its glorious history. It is a thriving, modernized capital city with some of the nation's most notable tourist attractions. One of the most stunning ancient ruins in the world is the Acropolis, and the city's top-notch museums display amazing artifacts found nearby. Two more undiscovered treasures in the city are the magnificent Byzantine cathedrals and the quaint suburbs to the north of the Acropolis. Spend some time exploring the Plaka district's little pedestrian lanes that are surrounded by beautiful bougainvillea-draped structures and inviting restaurant patios. Athens offers a vastly different vacation experience than the lovely Greek islands once you've run out of things to do there. Although it may seem chaotic and congested in the summer, the temperature is still great and there are a lot fewer people in the spring and fall. Let's investigate the top destinations in Athens. 1. The Acropolis of Athens. The Acropolis is a fortress on a rocky hill at the city's highest point. It is without a doubt the most impressive site in Athens, if not all of Greece, according to UNESCO, which has named it a World Heritage Site. The Acropolis has enough to keep you occupied for a few days of strolling and exploring, but keep in mind that because it is exposed, it can become reclaimed by nature. Your first trip should be the Parthenon Temple, which was constructed in the 5th century BC and is a well-known tourist destination in Athens and the Acropolis. Along with the Dionysius Theatre at the base of the hill, other notable temples on the Acropolis are the Aegean, the Temple of Panathinaiko, and before or after exploring the citadel, take a visit of the Acropolis Museum to learn more about this fascinating archaeological site. If you really cannot get enough of this location, consider staying in an Airbnb nearby with a view of the Acropolis. Rather than being renowned for its man-made wonders, another hill in the Greek capital is a lovely sight to witness. The hill also has a funicular train, which will relieve the strain on your legs while allowing you to take in the breathtaking views all the way down to the sea. If a stroll sounds like too much effort, this fantastic Athens hot spot is not to be missed. Try to locate your hostel from the top since there are so many wonderful hostels in Athens to choose from. There are many things to do. A walk or ride on the funicular, as we've already mentioned, is a great way to take in the sights on the way up. At the top of the hill, one of the best restaurants in the city is also situated. Stunning sunset views and mouth-watering local and traditional cuisine make for a wonderful evening. You'll want to include this on your Athens agenda, especially if you're looking for something romantic to do. 3. The Panathinaiko Stadium. It is hard to visit Athens without knowing that the modern Olympics originated there. What could be better than seeing the original stadium, the only one in the world made entirely of white marble, but the stadium's history dates back much further on the ground where the stadium is currently located, where sporting events have been held since before Christ. It was also the first time the modern Olympic gym was played, which was a great sporting achievement. The 2004 Olympic Games in Athens were held in the Panathinaiko Stadium as well. Stroll around the stadium and take in the stunning architecture of the only marble stadium in the world. The Panathinaiko Stadium now doubles as a music venue in addition to a sports venue, so if you're looking for Athens vacation ideas, take a look at who's performing. Perhaps you'll get the chance to see one of your favorite performers in an exciting and spectacular setting. If you're visiting Greece in November, be sure to watch racers cross the finish line of the city's marathon. 4. Syntagma Square. The center of Athens and a prominent location, Syntagma Square. The first king of Greece, Otto, named it Syntagma, which is Greek for constitution. It presently serves as the location of the Greek Parliament and the Royal Palace, but that's not all it does. Athens Syntagma Plaza is a central location with several restaurants. There is enough to keep you busy for half a day within the perimeter of Syntagma Square. A great number of cafes with outside seating are perfect for enjoying a drink, reading a book, or simply watching the world go by. It may seem strange, but the square's metro station is also worth a look. Why on earth did workers unearth one of the most significant archaeological discoveries in Athens while laying the station's foundations? Some of that is now visible as you walk through the station. 5. The Hepes Temple. Hepes Temple is a must-see among the capital's many beautiful and well-preserved temples. Why this temple is sometimes overlooked is a mystery, given that it is one of the most comprehensive in the city. Before or after a visit to the ancient agora, visit the agora, which has undergone little restoration, so that you can imagine how the ancient marketplace looked in ancient times. You can learn about the significance of the agora not just in ancient Greece but also in Roman and Byzantine eras by seeing the Stoa Vitalis, another amazing structure that has been meticulously conserved. This structure dates from the Hellenistic era. 6. Cathedrals graveyard. You might be fortunate enough to have this cool place almost to yourself if it isn't overwhelmed by more glamorous attractions like the ancient agora or the Acropolis, especially if you aren't traveling during high season. Cathedrals Cemetery is a victim of a city with so many archaeological monuments. You might assume that because it hasn't been improved, fewer tourists visit here. However, there is also a museum in addition to the wild-kept cemetery, and it is dedicated to ceramics, as you might expect. Caramels. Dionysius' son was a potter's hero, and the Latinized word ceramic is derived from his name. After seeing Cathedrals, head to one of the nearby hip local hangouts. Some of Athens' best eateries can be found in the nearby Syrian Gotsi neighborhoods. Also, there is a hammer nearby where you may unwind in the Turkish bath. Punta and Anafatika. 7. A famous tourist site is the picturesque suburb of Plaka, which is situated between Irmo Street and the northern slopes of the Acropolis. The primary attraction of this historic region is the welcoming village feel. Residences with gorgeous bougainvillea trim and pastel colors. The Plako quarter's modest, vibrant squares and winding pedestrian streets were lined with cafes and shops. When you've had your fill of ruins and museums, you can find historic churches like the Church of Kapnikaria in the north and the Metamorphosis Church in the southwest, tucked away in tranquil areas of the region. The best way to decompress is to take a leisurely stroll through the beautiful surroundings. In the evenings, there are a number of traditional Greek restaurants with comfortable patios sitting in the Plaka area and adjacent Anafatika, which are nestled into the slopes north of the Acropolis. Henefatek. Nearby on the hillside are commercial alleyways that hide lovely little cafes and eateries. Henefatika's winding medieval streets are also a joy to explore. 8. The Penang Cabinet Carrier Church. This church is a magnificent example of Byzantine architecture from the 11th century and stands in stark contrast to the modern buildings that surround it. It was saved from demolition in the 19th century because to King Ludwig I of Bavaria's assistance Didmed Crucifo. It is located in a small plaza that opens into a pedestrian-only portion of busy Irmo Street. 9. After exercising caution on the slippery marble steps, you can view the port of Piraeus, the Acropolis, and the northern quarters of Athens from the region Pegasus, which is northwest of the Acropolis. As a component of the classical city, this rock has many myths associated with it. One is Ares' trial for the murder of Poseidon. Sunheller's atheists in the 5th century before Ephete's reforms stripped the council of its authority. The city council met in Areopagus, which continued to serve as Athens' principal murder court after that. 10. Theatre of Dionysus. The Theatre of Dionysus, the first theatre ever constructed and carved into the steep southern slope of the Acropolis, gave birth to European play. Although many improvements were made later in the Roman period, the current design dates from the middle of the 4th century BC, when statesmen like Kyrgyz controlled the city's finances, and the Dionysia festival, which was attended by Dram. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to smash like and subscription buttons.